he ended up getting pulled into some sort of incident at work. So he said he'll try to maybe join, but if he does, it'll be from the office. So I said, well, don't get yourself in any trouble. If you can, great. Nate said he would either be late or he may not be able to make it at all this particular night. So it might just be the three of us, but we'll dive in.
Okay.
Looks like I got some more cards.
You did. You earned another card. Basically, we made a decision that you will earn a card whenever you level.
Okay.
You can still earn cards through roleplay, for sure, but you'll definitely earn a card when you level. But I do, I do want to have you guys use them. Feel free to, don't feel as though you need to hoard them.
Don't be a hoarder, is what he's saying. Tony, do you want me to do a quick introduction of my character for Michael, or do you want to do that later on?
No, that's fine. Catch him up on your interactions with the group so far.
Sure. So, Michael, I played last week, and I got to talk to Julian a little bit. Briefly, I am a half-elf bard, fresh out of college, who is working on his thesis and got diverted on his way traveling elsewhere to Ravengrow. And upon getting here, we had to spend a few days here to get a new crew because of an ambush. So I was here for a couple days. This is the end of my last day. I joined the group trying to get an interview with them about Professor Lorimore, who I am fond of his reputation but never got to meet myself. They agreed that I gave them a proposition. They agreed if I helped them out that they would do the interview. You in particular agreed to that. I should say Julian agreed to that. So you and I researched some background stuff in a library together, and then the group decided to come back in here, and Tony can catch you up on the rest. But I am a fresh-faced, not combat-ready, level 3 bard, and I believe that you and I have the most in similarity in game in the group, because everyone was just saying, "Oh, so another Julian."
How well dressed are you?
I'm wearing green studded leather armor. I don't think I care about being as well dressed as your character does, but my armor does not have any scuffs or marks, and I'd rather keep it that way. So,
okay, well, if I confuse you with Necton, it's only because I only see the clothes.
Okay. Well, I have green studded leather, so you may get us confused. Blonde hair. I'm trying to hide my half elf features as much as possible in this world, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, that's the quickest update.
All right.
The biggest difficulty with that is that both of you share one thing in obvious common, which is that your fine bone features and you're both blonde, and that's not terribly common in Ustalov. Generally, it's pretty pale skinned and dark haired people for the most part. Those that are darker skinned might be some of the Varisian wanderers, the Zarni as they're called, or the gypsy folk, of which neither of you have any of those characteristics. No one in the party really does. Julian, the thing you tend to notice, or did notice the most about, how do you pronounce it? Is it Akron?
Yep.
Yeah. The thing you noticed most about Akron was that he indicated he was from Kalafas, and that's where he went to college and lived there most of his life. So, the draw there, of course, is that you're probably more interested in what life is like in Kalafas and what the style and fashion is. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to exhibit that in his clothing. Although, Akron, you do seem to notice that Julian is wearing clothing that you've seen nobles and courtiers wear right there in Kalafas. You haven't seen that sort of style or fashion since you left there.
Right. All right. Can you spell Kalafas for me?
Yep, I'll just throw it right in that.
Awesome. Yeah, as a side note, and then I'm ready to go. It's way off.
Okay, so Michael, to catch you up, what's the last thing you remember? What were you last involved in?
We were fighting. We had gotten to a room on the first floor that had, I think, a bed with a skeleton on it, maybe by a staircase. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that was the poltergeist, where Necton got lifted up, slammed into the ceiling, dropped into the floor. Um,
The
the,
infirm.
the halfling nearly got thrown out a window. That kind of thing.
None of those shenanigans had happened yet.
Okay, okay, all right. Well, so that did happen, and then the group came back to town. Um, trying to think. At some point, okay, so as they were leaving that particular day, they stopped in what they found were the offices, the front offices of the prison, and collected a whole bunch of paperwork and ledgers, etc., to see if there was anything useful. And you ended up getting saddled with doing a bit of research. It wasn't what you really wanted to do, but you suspected that none of the rest of the group were really well suited to the task either, and you would probably do the best job of it, except for maybe Karis. But Karis became uncharacteristically withdrawn, and in fact, the night you really settled in to do some heavy reading from the prison records, evidently Karis decided to leave, but then the halfling got involved, stole her pack, threw it out the window. As she was heading back downstairs, the halfling took the pack, ran around to the front in the door, and whisked away two books that she had evidently been copying, threw them in the fire, and then accused her of copying the books. At which point, Bedouin and Necton got involved, and Necton was not going to let it go. In fact, he was like, "You're not leaving here unless we have an opportunity to look through your pack, or otherwise it's going to get ugly." And eventually she relented and let them search her pack, found nothing else. She left, but not before, basically saying, this is not the end. She was
some drama.
Drama.
So that was that night. Let's see. Later that night, you were still researching. In fact, let me pop this for you. Hang on a second. Handouts. No, it was Harrowstone Prison. You were doing some research in Harrowstone Prison, and here, I'll show this. So you can read through this for anything that you found, but basically, everything that's listed in here, you determined, between various things, but quite a bit of it came from the papers.
Okay. Take a look.
Necton was downstairs when you heard some scratching on the front door. It was probably 2 a.m. Your character had passed out by this point, didn't wake up for any of the shenanigans. But basically, there was somebody trying to get in the door, and he went out and basically did battle with it. And it was kind of vaguely human-shaped. And then Bedouin and Piccolo showed up and kind of helped him finish it off. And it was a guy whose face was mostly missing. And they were fairly certain he'd been dead for some time. And they kind of suspected that they knew who it was, but they took the body and quickly headed up to the sheriff's office and found out that it was in fact the professor's corpse. But what was most interesting about it was that when they went to the professor's resting place, he had not been dug up. So the group kind of determined that a necromancer, if they had been involved, had to have done something before his body was put in the ground, because there was no sign of like a shovel or anything indicating he was dug up. And then not only that, but there were 2 other bodies that seemed to have risen back up out of their graves. One was a skeleton from maybe 75 or 100 years ago, and then another one that was about a year old that was a bit more squishy. And the group had to put them down and return them to the earth.
Okay.
and then decided to head back up. Oh, the other big thing was, even though Gibbs is still in jail, another letter appeared on the memorial the night before the day that the party is.
Okay. Was it another letter in the? We
Yeah.
had some suspicion that it might be the warden's wife's name. The letter matched that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, her name is Visoriana, and there was an O next
Okay.
to the S. It had been re-scrawled, and an O existed there now.
Okay.
And I think, I can't remember if I think Baker, I think his character plus yours may have gone, but the group, someone from the group actually went and visited.
Good. You're good. Thank you, now.
And determined that he was still there. He'd never left.
Do we know where Visoriana is buried?
You know from reading these things that she perished in the fire. Her body might still be in there somewhere.
Okay. Maybe down in the basement. Okay. Okay, cool.
So there was some debate about whether or not the group should spend more time researching these 5 particularly heinous criminals.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided that they'd better just get back up to the prison rather than doing much more there.
Okay. Are we all long rested and so on and so forth? Do I have all my abilities?
Yes.
Okay.
Hang on. I see Jason's joined, but are you there, Jason?
He may not be broadcasting or receiving it because we were playing in Discord last time. We were playing in Skype last time.
Oh, yeah.
Michael, when they get that fixed out, I would like you to know you also have 6 temporary hit points
I do.
due to an inspiring speech I gave before we entered.
Ah. Outstanding.
You were very inspired.
Well, I heard Jason for a moment.
I did hear the mic as well. Yeah, mic popped.
See if he can hear us.
Oh, I can hear you. You're very low. It's very, very low, but I can hear you.
Let me reconnect. Maybe it's me. Hang on.
His mic is just really down low, but I can hear him.
Yeah, I'm not hearing or seeing.
All right. I got Michael back. I've got Todd back. And now I'm waiting on Baker. Oh. This audio video. Okay, so Jason can hear. I can't hear Jason. And now I'm not seeing Baker either.
Do you see or hear Tony Baker?
I cannot anymore. I did.
He is
Michael,
back.
are you capturing all of us, Michael?
Oh, Tony's back, and I can't hear him now?
I can hear everyone, but I don't see or hear. I just see Jason's static image, but I don't hear him.
Okay. I'm going to try one more time to reconnect here. I lost Baker that time.
Oh, yeah, Baker just disappeared. I don't know if he's reconnecting or...
I assume he's reconnecting.
Okay. Well, I'll wait then. Maybe it's not me. Yeah, I was just mentioning this Roll20 peer-to-peer audio video. It's definitely quirky. Of course, I don't know. I probably said that every time we got together.
Now I see Todd and Michael. No Tony, no Jason.
Oh. All right. So,
Nope, there he is. I got him back.
All right, I just kept hitting reconnect. Jason, you might try it. I had to hit reconnect 5 times to see Tony. I saw Todd, Michael, and then on the 5th time, Todd, Michael, and Tony.
Oh,
He said, "Oh, I did," or I did.
well, if he can hear, that's fine. He can type his responses. He is after all mute, so
Okay,
and that's fine.
this is in character then,
It would be, wouldn't it?
which was confusing the first time we met, but we worked it out.
All right, so let's move on. Go back to the map you guys are on. So we left off. It was, I want to say, midday, and you just cleared a room right here that was filled with spiders. Julian, you elected not to enter that room. You just kind of winged a couple daggers in there. I think you have at least a couple.
Yeah, I have 2.
Yeah, so they just indicated it's safe to go in. There's no more spiders. You can collect your daggers.
It's North Korea's second launch of an intercontinental ballistic.
nobody else is injured, correct?
Say again?
I am not injured.
No. Halfling is pointing back in a direction as if perhaps you've already been there. And then making a motion with the with the rock and key.
Oh, where was the safe?
Just to reiterate, this room that's covered in webbing appears to be some sort of, maybe like a chapel. Thick sheets of cobwebbing drape over everything, but it's a rectangular chamber, has kind of very squat, narrow pews, and just a very short raised platform on the end. You found in the up here, you found, I think it was 5 vials of liquid.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, and when we say they're giant, I mean really they're about the size of like a large dog. Although they look smaller now that they're dead and they're kind of curled, their legs are all curled up.
I mocked their size. All right. Well, I turn to the group and I say, well, you all have been here before. I have not. Lead the way. Looking mostly at Bedouin. The big, strong one.
I will, after Piccolo reminds us, I will say yes, we should go back and check that safe. So I'm not sure where it is, Piccolo, if you want to lead the way, if you remember.
Oh, okay, he can hear us. He's typing. Yes.
All right, I'm going to reset.
Well, you're back immediately that time, Todd.
Okay.
Todd wins.
Now I see everybody but Jason.
Maybe he hears you now. Jason, if you hear Todd, scream.
Oh, wait a minute. I saw Jason kind of flash there for a moment too. He must be trying to reconnect.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear Jason.
I cannot hear Jason.
I cannot hear Jason.
Well, I did hear Jason. Are you there, Jason?
That might have been, was that Jason or Tom?
No, I recognize his voice. But that now he's gone again.
Yeah, I'm here.
There
okay.
he is.
Okay. Did you guys catch that?
Yeah, I heard him briefly.
I did not hear anything.
Me either.
He's a little warbly, but I think I hear him.
Yeah.
Or did.
Okay, so Jason, for your benefit, Todd was saying, go ahead and lead on. He didn't remember exactly where the safe was.
Oh, the little guy's running. Keep up.
Okay, so you set off down this particular corridor, but as you get down there, this seems like a new section. Okay, you just skip straight on down there. Okay, so let me draw for you guys where he headed.
I saw him go south through the door. I haven't moved, but oh, he went that way.
Yep.
Oh, I see him. All right, I go chasing after him.
Okay. All right, so you guys want to try to repick the lock or bust the front of the safe open, or what do you want to do? I mean, Bedouin and Necton do have warhammers.
Have I failed to pick this already?
Yeah, both you and Piccolo failed.
He made an attempt unsuccessfully.
Happy to try again, or you guys can bash.
I think we decided we would just keep retrying because if there's anything breakable inside, just pounding on it would.
Okay, I'll give it a whirl here.
With advantage? I'm just joking.
I wish.
That's not enough.
All right, do it, Jason, if you can hear me.
Well,
If it's a new day, a new dawn.
we did. We felt
Is he hearing anybody?
You're going to be better off just typing.
the previous day.
Go ahead and pick the lock, Jason. We're having a tough time hearing you, so you're probably just better off typing. All right, so this room, once again, you've gone back into what you believe is maybe the office of the warden. It's definitely the most spacious and well-appointed room. You have a sense of, I wouldn't call it grandeur, but it's probably the most well-appointed room that you've seen so far. There's a long desk and chair sitting to the south, and in the northwest, I'm going to say northeast, there's a narrow alcove with a closed safe. So if you can hear Jason, try using your thieves' tool skill. Well, if we lost him.
He must be disconnected. We can come back.
I'll roll for him.
Do it. Do it, DM.
I did. Yeah, he says his laptop's chugging. Okay. Yeah, so he doesn't have any more luck than you do, Julian.
Character sheet alone.
So I kind of look around and say, are you guys new to this?
Take a stab.
I say, I have not taken that class yet on lockpicking. But I point to the Warhammer that Bedwin is carrying, and I said, swing away.
Necton says, you want me to smash this thing open?
How hit? Yeah, at this point, I think me and him will take turns, maybe pull it out from the wall a little bit so we can stand one on each side and just between the two of us try to pound it open.
Okay. He hits, dents it slightly.
Question, just to clarify, I cannot even use Thieves' Tool if I'm not proficient in it. Is that correct? Or can I jack of all trades?
No, I think you'd be at a disadvantage at best.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So I'm good.
You got the corner of the safe bedroom. It doesn't do a very good job. You guys are making some serious noise here. Necton takes another swing at it. Pow! Hits it again. Does another solid smack to the front of the thing. You see that part of the handle completely comes off, and the piece that was riveted in around where the key slot goes, it goes flying off. It definitely seems to be looser in its moorings. All right, you hit it nice and hard this time, Bedwin, and you think you've cracked one of the hinges on the inside. It makes kind of an interesting cracking noise. Either that or whatever that might have been valuable on the inside has now been destroyed. You don't know yet.
I clap as I watch this happen.
All right.
Try to open it.
Whoops. Wrong deal there. Hang on. Let me hit it with the Warhammer. All right. Necton hits it again. This time the iron of the door, smoke kind of rolls off of it, and it literally cracks in half. It must be, probably inch and a half thick, that door. And it literally cracks in half, and you're able to kind of, it's made of glass, nice. You're literally able to kind of pry it aside and then just pull it straight out to get to what's on the inside. And you see what appears to be, was there a question?
No.
You see what appears to be a pile of documents, a small, kind of like a coffer, but shaped like a chest, maybe just barely wide enough to fit inside of the safe itself. Let's see. And then there's sitting on top of that is like a small crate with wooden kind of slots with more vials inside of it.
Are the vials still intact?
Half of them are shattered, and liquid is leaking out over the base of the coffer and onto the documents.
Okay, so I pull the stuff out quickly so the documents don't get wrecked.
It's too late. Probably the top 3 or 4 documents are already, pretty well sopping wet. And whatever sort of elixir was in those glass vials seems to have chewed through the paper pretty well. Maybe because they're 50 plus years old.
Yeah.
When you move that coffer, though, so you pull out the rack. Like I said, you've got maybe let's see, four. Let me do that again. 4, 7. There's probably four glass vials that are still intact with liquid in them. But when you pull those out and you go to remove the coffer, which was on top of the documents, it's heavy, like probably 12 to 15 pounds. And it clinks when you move it.
Bedwin, do you mind if I look through these documents while you open this coffer? Can I thumb through them just briefly, the ones that aren't destroyed, and see if I can discern of what nature they are?
They appear, one and all, to be legal documents, all about 50 years out of date, some of which contain like contracts for transfer of prisoners, promissory note of payment, for some of the prisoners that were transferred from other counties, contracts for employment for many of the guards.
And can I would it be reasonable for me to make an attempt to thumb through them looking for Father Charlatan, the Lopper, Mosswater, Marauder, Piper, and Splatterman?
Sure. Yeah, it'll take you a little time, but yeah, you start looking for that stuff.
Okay.
What about the rest of you guys? What do you do as he starts leafing through this stuff? By the way, this made a lot of noise. Doesn't seem to have attracted anyone so far.
I'm gonna keep an eye out the door for the inevitable curious critters that come and investigate.
Okay, so
Necton does the same. He covers one side of the doorway from inside. We cover the other side.
I will look
Of course
at
you
this.
are.
I will look at this coffer.
Okay, it's not locked. I mean, obviously, it was in a well-locked safe. You pop the lid, and you see neatly stacked rows of gold coins of Ustalavian mint from, well, long enough ago that it shows Ardial as the seat of power, where now it is Caliphas. So,
That would be over 20 years old.
that would be over 20 years old, yeah. Which is, obviously this. You're fairly confident that this thing hasn't been opened since the fire.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you're just looking through. I mean, there's hundreds of gold in this copper.
Okay, I do a quick count of one row. How many rows? And-
Yeah, you think there's probably around 500.
Okay. And 4.
Okay, make an investigation check, Baker. Or you can do history, either one. Oh,
I choose investigation, unfortunately.
all right. The only thing you make note of is, so you find all 5 names. It mentions that. Give me just a moment.
And if, just in case somebody wasn't aware, if you open up the protagonist under the journal, I have all of our party treasure listed there. So if you want something out of it, just let the rest of us know and change the list.
Where did you put it?
In the protagonist on the core sheet.
Oh, I see. You've got it under the features and traits. You listed it all there. Gotcha. Yep. So that's just the group stuff. Got it.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So you note transportation documents for Cephik Corvin, otherwise known as Father Charlatan. So basically, it kind of has his
formal name.
His formal name, but so that's Father Charlatan.
Sweet.
And it just mentions his form of payment with heavy weights around his neck. So that's kind of an exceptional sentence that he received, unlike any other that you read in these notes. As far as other prisoner transport, it mentions this guy, and it also mentions a date on which he is to be executed.
And that date's
about 50 years ago.
Relation to the fire? Any coincidence there?
A couple of days after the fire actually occurred.
Okay. Good old Vance.
Ispin Onyx Cudgel. His date of execution is probably about a month after Vance Say Trestles.
Okay.
This guy, the Piper of Ilmarsh, they didn't even know what his name was, and his final ruling, the final ruling on his sentencing, had not been finished yet, so he had no formal execution date either. However, where is it here?
What do we know about the Piper of Ilmarsh?
This is basically it. You and I found his name in the library, that these were 5 of the most notorious criminals were being housed.
Wasn't it some kind of pipe music that we were hearing upstairs?
Right. And then when Akron first joined us, he looked at we showed him the silver flute we found to look at, and he played it. If I remember correctly, as soon as he grabbed it, he felt compelled, and he started playing the same song we heard when we were on the second floor of the prison.
Okay.
It's called performing, not just playing. I was performing the song.
Yes, excuse me. I am sorry.
Sorry. Go on.
As a fellow horn player, or horn performer, I should recognize the difference. But and if I remember correctly, it didn't have the same effects. We didn't have to make any saving throws or anything like that, but it was definitely the same tune.
Okay. And what about this poltergeist? Do we know, does he match up with any of these guys?
I don't know about any poltergeist. As a brief moment out of character, I did have to make a saving throw, but in character, we wouldn't have known. Nothing happened. Right. But only I had to make one. I don't know anything about the poltergeist. I wasn't with the party there.
Right. I'm trying to think.
What was it? Tony just said something about the chains around his neck or something. Is that? I don't remember. What was the
okay.
deal with that bed upstairs?
That would be Father Charlatan.
Yeah, so I mean, it stands to reason that you encountered his cell. He never animated along with the other skeletons, but he had like all of these weights around his neck. Like
Okay.
so you also, and you missed this part, I think, but the group, when they were down on the first floor, they uncovered I guess it'd be the east wing of the building. And in there was, basically hold on, let me find what it was called, but basically kind of like an inventory chamber of all of the prisoners' items.
Mm-hmm.
And they found basically was a property room. And in there was kind of a hidden alcove. And in that hidden alcove, there were particular items, 5. There was a blood-stained hand axe, which is now in the possession of Piccolo. A collection of holy symbols, which is, I think, just in the group general treasure. Nobody's done anything with. But they appear to be hopelessly tangled. There is potentially some similarity between them and the weights that you saw kind of heavily laid around the neck of one of those skeletons in the second floor, right? But that body never moved.
But something threw them all around the room. How did they vanquish the poltergeist?
That was in a different room. It was a totally different room.
Oh, I thought that was up in the same. Okay, so we may have encountered the body of the father, and something attacked from up there, but not him.
In the upper floor, the only things that you've really encountered was obviously the haunting pipe music.
Right.
Used a haunt siphon to really knock that thing out. And all the skeletons, although as soon as the music stopped when you used the haunt siphon, there were a couple of skeletons left and they stopped animating.
Okay.
That was that and some sturges. That was really the only thing you encountered on the second floor.
So in the medic place, brain block.
There was a hospital kind of wing. Yeah.
In the hospital wing on the first floor, we encountered another poltergeist, the one who threw a desk at me, threw Necton up and down, and was going to throw Piccolo out the window. And then we used our final 2 haunt siphons on that. So as of right now, we're out of haunt siphons.
Right.
Okay. But
So
only the piping has been sort of iconic, right? The poltergeists are just poltergeisty, and you've found now 2. So it stands to reason that we're gonna find. Call me crazy in the metagame, but if we found 1 weird out of 5, we're probably gonna find the other 4, or we have to find the other 4. One of those 2 things.
I would agree.
So I mentioned 2 of the items.
Oh, Jason!
Oh, hey, yeah, you can actually see them now. So there's the bloodstained hand axe, which is in Piccolo's possession. There's the collection of holy symbols, which the group has, wherever, saddlebags, I don't know. Necton has a hammer, but it's not like a war hammer. It's smaller. It's more like a smith's hammer, finely crafted and well taken care of. There's a moldy Book of Arcana, spell book perhaps, and tarnished silver flute.
What are these adamantine thieves' tools in the inventory?
Breakable lockpicks.
Yeah, there's nothing special about them. They're just made from adamantine, so they're very very light. They're half the weight of regular picks, and they can't be broken.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we'd reserve those for Julian.
I will happily take those.
Very finely crafted.
They will
And
fit my image.
yeah, they don't give you advantage or anything like that. They're just the weight. Okay. All right. So that's the 5 items that you discovered downstairs. That's I guess one piece I kind of missed in telling you in the update. But there were a variety of other things the group encountered, including the furnace, which decided to animate and try to kill the group.
Yes.
And they found a hole that leads down, possibly into the basement. Maybe the only way down there.
Okay. So we've explored all of the first and second floors then?
No, we have a little bit of first floor left.
Okay.
Which is back where we were, right?
Right.
Yep,
I
just
will
around the corner.
lead our way back.
All right, I'm going with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
All right, he catches up with you, Bedouin.
So do you have the documents that I looked through? Are those in the group loot, Todd?
Yeah.
Or should I add? Okay.
I marked them in the group.
I'll hand them back to you, or I don't know if we have a bag of like whoever is carrying. I can't carry all this.
You got an important piece of info. You've got the name of 4 of the 5.
Yep, I have that recorded.
But-
as well.
But and you think it may give you some advantage in further research, but you didn't get any like specific details about what they did or any of that kind of stuff.
Great.
So
Okay.
here you are. You're back to where you were.
All right. I will come up here and attempt to open this door.
First, Necton's going to try to give you advantage.
Okay. And
Stand right here. Crossbow at the ready.
You plow that door down. Okay. Okay.
As a reminder, everyone has 6 temporary hit points. That's your last reminder if you don't have them.
That's a good point.
I already lost them.
You are inspired.
Okay, you're right. Yep, you're right.
So this chamber is in a complete shambles. There's old wooden benches lying in ruins along the walls, and rusty chains and bits of rotten rope lie scattered on the floor.
You did not open the door yet for me.
What's that? Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't actually undo it, did I? Do that. Okay, now you can see it there.
I will do a quick search. Or I will step back and let somebody who's better at finding things than me.
If you need someone to investigate, all you do is have to say my name. Unless it's more of a perceptive thing, and then somebody else should do it.
I'm not particularly observant.
So, what am I looking for as I walk into the room? I ask the group.
Well, if you see something evil that needs to be smote, let me know.
Okay, so I say I need someone to come with me. I'm not going to do this alone. But I will look on the walls, around the walls, for anything that's out of place, any traps or secret passageways, because that's what I've heard are in dungeons.
All right. Okay, so you're in the room. You've kind of moved a little bit further out into the room.
Yeah, I guess I'd probably do this way first.
Yeah. So, Akron, you think you hear what sounds like sobbing, but it's like it's not like a little kid sobbing. It's like grown man, absolute despair sobbing.
And is there a direction to this, or from where I'm at?
You can't make out the direction. It could be
Okay.
inside your head, somewhere around. The other thing you think you hear is maybe the clanking rattle of chains. Piccolo, you happen to spot over here. There's a couple of rods that are like in an open pit fire with like a hood over the top of it that it's been defunct for half a century. um, you see there's probably half a dozen rods in there. 3 of the rods, like the ends of them, start to turn like a cherry red color and vibrate.
Right, I'm going to shout out that a prisoner needs help. I don't know where he is, but I can hear a prisoner needs help.
Okay. And let me see here. What's your armor class, Akron?
That is the question I do not like to hear. It is 15 with studded leather in my dexterity.
What is it again? 13?
15.
Okay.
I do have a high dex.
All right. Julian, what's your AC?
14.
We gotcha.
I'm just minding my own business, though, so nothing should really want to bother me.
Oh, gosh. Okay. All right. Well, Akron, you hear it sounds like you're not really certain. It's like a high pitched whine. You're not even sure what it is, but whatever it is, it causes you to duck. And really, Piccolo, what it looks like to you is that his knees just kind of buckle, and he goes down. And as he does, one of these like red hot pokers flies from that fire pit, and it smacks into the wall and actually embeds there. And the tips, just red hot. Unfortunately, as you're seeing that happen, 2 more fly across the room. One hits Julian, and another hits you. Julian, you take 2 points from the temporary hit points that you had, and Piccolo, you take 1. Oh, can you catch that?
I think so.
I think you're right. I think is it 3rd level?
Yep.
I think you have to roll to hit. I think to catch it.
Have fun catching the red hot iron.
Yeah, he wants to catch it by the tip, just like this.
Where you take double damage? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Bill.
but if I smack it with my axe instead, though.
Make a 2-hit roll.
Yeah, just a sec.
Ugh.
Idea what I hit.
Not enough. You try, but you miss it, and it hits you for a point of damage.
Wow. All right.
All right, well, as soon as I'm allowed, I'm running out of the room.
Okay. All right. You scrabble back to your feet and push
Okay.
past.
Yep, I'm done. I found nothing as I went out the room.
As soon as those things hit you, by the way, they weren't like sharp ended. There were like brands on the end with an H, and they actually leave a mark on your skin in the shape of an H. Julian, you have one kind of right here on it happened to catch you, and it didn't get you in the shirt. You just had your shirt kind of open, and it got you right there on the.
Thank God.
Piccolo, it actually got you on the hand.
All right.
You both have an H kind of blister and burnt into your skin. But as soon as that happened, then the rods just kind of clattered to the ground again.
Does the noise and hubbub and sobbing stop, or did I not even hear the sobbing?
You didn't quite catch that.
Okay.
This all rather startles you, and it's over in a moment. You come running out. Necton comes running in. I assume Bedwin, you do too. But
Correct.
and then it's over.
Yeah, so for the people outside, I do briefly explain that I heard a prisoner crying for help, sobbing, and then we were attacked by branding traps, and I'm not going back in. I suggest if someone goes back in, they should check the little source of the trap, the pit, I guess. But I'm good out here.
Okay. It's already it's already faded to cold iron again. It's almost as if it was never hot to begin with. I mean, it couldn't have cooled that fast.
It seems to me as it is another of these poltergeists.
It definitely feels painful enough, though, Piccolo and Julian.
Yeah, you guys
I
are
just
cursed.
simply refuse to believe in it.
You're like, that's not really there. It's not there.
Just a flesh wound.
I will touch each of them and remove how many points total?
It'd be 3 hit points to get them back.
All right.
All right, yeah, the brands are gone, and the pain along with it.
Well, that's right. Everybody's still. You guys are all still in.
Yes, but in this particular wound would leave a mark, so you'd need to fill them up.
You fix the mark.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Um,
Nothing else seems. I mean, Piccolo, you stay in the room, and it does not happen again.
I investigate the room.
Okay, there does
Well,
not be anything else in it.
What about the rest of the rods?
Inner, nothing going on.
Okay.
All right. I will head up towards the crosswalks.
Grab the rod that branded me and take it with me.
Okay, you got a rod. All right, you, Bedman, head that way. Necton stays right beside you.
I'm a few feet behind.
Whatever happened with didn't we get something with those haunt siphons?
There was also a
Like a
Ouija
Ouija board or something?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Did we ever do anything with that?
No, I mean, I assume that's probably back at the Lorimer place.
It's like Chekhov's unfired gun. Oh my god. Alright, we'll have to remember that.
What is it?
It's like a Ouija board that we got with the
Oh yeah.
siphons.
All right, so yeah, you're at a cross, kind of a crossway here. You're fairly certain, Bedwin, as you look down this corridor, this leads back to the long hallway.
Right. Okay. What does everybody think about heading around to the left and then checking out this door to the north after we go around?
It's fine with
Let's
me.
do it.
Necton says, lead on.
I will let Necton break down this door. And I will give him assistance.
All right, so he gets advantage. Let's see, athletics. Boom. He looks over at you, kind of chagrined. Maybe you should give this a try, Sir Bedman.
All right.
And he gives you advantage. And thankfully, with the advantage, he pushes you through the doorway.
I actually rolled the wrong one, but I rolled the treasure sheet. But that's okay.
You would have had
Yeah,
even higher.
Yeah, you would have done better than that anyway.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. You see several rusty iron tubs in the room, along with washboards, metal buckets, and heaps of moldy clothing.
I turn to Julian and say, some new clothing for you.
I give him the look.
I understand. I'm not walking into this one. The
Okay.
buckets are going to come alive.
You're going to get pushed into a wash bucket.
I don't think we can't see the room yet either, Tony.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me fix that real quick. And there you go.
Ooh, bigger room. Oh, there goes the small one. Is that a window back there?
That's a window. Yeah, and it's daytime out, so you're able to see well enough in here. It's a bit dim, but it's decent. Over here, on this bench, there's a pile of clothing, and Piccolo, you're the first to notice that it moves a bit. Like, I don't know, maybe there's like a rat in there or something. Yeah, no problem. Wing it.
All right.
Basically, it'd be like throwing a spear.
Yeah, I do have a javelin.
That'll work. Basically, we'll just say it's got the same stats as javelin. That hits. All right, nice. Okay, you wing it right in there. When you do, the clothes, the pile of clothes, kind of explodes apart. Like they just kind of fly apart, and you see this shirt with long dangly arms with straps across the chest, and the arms fly up and throw itself across the room at you guys.
It's coming to take me away.
It's basically, yes. All right, Nick.
Do I get my attack of opportunity then if it comes at me?
You already did. So you hit and you did the damage that round. So
Is it initiative?
Hang on. Let me clear this out here real quick. Go ahead and re-roll. Sorry, Akron.
That's okay. Just take 10 off of that.
Yeah, I suppose I should probably add Nectin in there too. Hang on. When does pop out? Where is Nectin? Get you. Okay, send his initiative in there. All right, I think you guys are all descend. All right, Julian, you're the first to kind of realize that this is something that you probably need to do something about.
Haha! Alright, I'm going to step inside very bravely but not too far, and then I'm going to throw the daggers at this floating clothing, this floating apparel, this abomination.
All right. That's a hit. Okay, for 5 points.
What's with the sneak?
That's if he basically it's kind of if he is eligible to do sneak damage, then that's how much he did.
And I will do it again.
Yep, go for it. And yes, Jason, it's going to kill you, certainly. Okay, and that hit too. For 4 more. Okay. All right.
Nice.
All right, Bedwin, you're up.
I will step up and smack it with the warhammer.
All right, you hit it, and it makes a sound of like you smacking wet laundry. Okay, and it's up, and it's going to. Since you're right there, it's going to hit you, or try to.
Your dad was a petticoat.
Okay, that time it hits you. Okay, and the ceiling was gravel. This is right. You take 8 points of damage. So what happens is one of its long arms snaps around you, and it wraps around your throat and starts to constrict. And now it's starting to try to pull upward. You guys see this? Bedouin's kind of up on his tiptoes now. All right, Piccolo, you're up.
So he's grappled. I mean, he is. It's stayed on his neck.
He is grappled.
Okay. It was not just an attack. It was a clinging.
Static cling.
What the? How do you get 0 damage?
-1 strength, because you have your strength tied to this. Hang on, let's fix that for you here.
You shouldn't be able to roll 0 anyway.
You got the hand axe. Hang on here. You've got strength. You probably want to use your dex for the attack.
Yes, I do.
You're not doing yourself any favors. Dice 6 plus dex +1. Magic bonus is actually a 1, so we'll just move that out of there. That's that. Okay. All right. You've fixed it. Go ahead and or I fixed it. Go ahead. There you go.
And second hit.
Whoops. I think I did that to you by mistake. I think I adjusted your hit points.
Yes, you did.
Both of those are hits, though. Sorry, you'll have to fix your hit points.
I did.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you hit it twice. All right, and now it's up to you, Akron. You see this Bedouin's got this thing kind of wrapped around its neck and it's trying to haul him upward. One of this thing's kind of cloth-like arms is still whipping around frantically.
I will. Unlike everyone else, I do not have 2 attacks. I will cast a vicious mockery and say, "You're about 50 years out of style," and then it needs to make a DC Wisdom 13.
It's psychic damage.
It's 2 psychic damage, and then it will have disadvantage on its next attack if you don't make your save.
Okay.
If you make your save, I do nothing.
It appears to be unaffected.
Okay, maybe it's still in style. And then I am going to hold my inspiration for a more threatening battle. I will move into the room. Actually, I won't. I'm going to stay in the doorway. I'm done.
All right, Necton, he runs over, jumps up onto the table, and uses his. That's a classic. He's going to use his longsword to try to hack through it. And he hits it. And with that, it falls fluttering in 2 different pieces. The part that was around your neck, Bedouin, it loosens and falls to the ground. And that's that.
That's the easiest piece of clothing I've ever fought. And I'm going to stay outside the room, though, as you guys peruse the room.
There appears to be nothing else in this room aside from other moldy bits of clothing. None of the rest appear to want to fight you. They all cower in the corners.
Just in case we can burn them. Up to you guys. Carry on or...
Yeah, just a second.
Okay. So you guys are gonna. Okay,
I'm gonna take one of my potion of healing as I walk to this door.
Oops. Okay. Let me get rid of the grappled effect on your character here. All right, there you go. All right, he'll come over here. Provide you support if you want to try to open that door.
Okay. Is a potion of healing 2d4 plus 2?
That is a standard potion of healing, yes.
All right.
Just as a reminder, you've not taken the time to identify any of the
Yeah,
vials
The
of
one-
liquid that you've uncovered in this game session.
right. Seven. Okay.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yes. This was the potion I got from.
We got some. I have one on my inventory sheet, so we must have gotten some a while ago.
Yeah, we got them from the temple when we got the.
Oh, was that from the crypt?
The
Yeah.
false crypt.
Yeah, the anti-plague or whatever.
Okay, well, so you're at the door here. It appears that the door is locked, but rotten looking.
Kick it down.
Well, I will ask if somebody wants to try to. Okay, I will let Piccolo step up.
Go for it.
I haven't successfully picked a lock yet in this game. I'm going to keep trying.
You do.
And immediately the door explodes in my face.
You pick the lock.
Fireball.
You try to get it to swing open. It just kind of mostly collapses. Within moments, as soon as you do, there's a heap of clothing right here, and as soon as that door comes open, you see that a form begins to rise up out of the clothing in the shape of a beautiful young woman. She's transparent. You can see the sunlight. Actually, is there sunlight coming out of this room? Actually, there's not. There's no windows in this room, but the light.
Oh, there's sunlight anyway.
What's that?
Oh, there's sunlight anyway.
Yeah, no, from the little light that filters into the room, you're able to see her shape. She's somewhat, almost illuminated from within, and transparent. And she slowly starts to kind of float over in your direction. She has kind of just a very what do I want to say? Just a relaxed look on her face, or just kind of almost no expression at all. Slack.
So
Either that or
doesn't immediately seem hostile, though it is gently moving at us.
does not appear to be hostile at this point. No. Necton looks over at you, Bedwin. He's got his sword out and shield up. He's like,
Do some paladin thing.
Well, unfortunately, paladins I can detect undead, but I'm pretty sure it's undead.
I will call out to her, and I will say, I am Akron, and this is my party of adventurers, and we mean you no harm.
seem pretty bold from outside of the room.
I cut my hands so the our way.
Quite bold of you from the hallway. Oh, shoot.
Brave Sir Akron.
That's right.
I tell her we mean her no harm.
So, do you immediately do anything?
I'm going to reconnect because Jason lost us.
I think I did. I think we all did. He's going to probably need to reconnect. Oh,
Okay.
there he is. He's back.
For you. There he is.
Okay.
All right.
It's like
I am-
just dropping off one at a time.
I am going to take a chance just because I think he's right. And I will bow slightly and wait a minute. what was her name for Veroshin?
Versus Visoriana.
Yeah, so let me describe her to you again. So she appears to be a beautiful young woman. She's dressed in a tattered but lovely blue dress. In fact, much about her is blue, including her hair, tears that you see running down from her pale blue eyes, and there's also clouds of bluish smoke that seems to drift from her lips when she speaks. And she immediately, when she sees you, as you're looking to address her, she goes, "Oh, yeah, thank the gods! You must be the new guards that were sent. We need help."
We are here to help.
How can we help you?
She says, "Oh, you were sent to help. Excellent." She says, "My husband, he's down below. I cannot leave this room, but he's he's been taken." And she says, and ever since, she goes, I'm the only thing holding them back.
Taken by whom?
She says, I don't know exactly who they were. She says, but they were here some time ago. Days, weeks, I can't really remember.
Visoriana, I presume?
Yes.
What do you mean holding them back? How are you holding them back?
She says, now that my husband's no longer here to keep them in check, she goes, the task falls to me.
And
but
how are you accomplishing this task?
She looks at you like she doesn't understand the question.
How can we help?
Well, she says, if you can retrieve my husband's badge of office and bring it to me, she says, I think that I can keep them all here. And if you are able to put any of them down, I will be able to keep them from coming back.
We put the Piper down. Did you notice that, perhaps?
She, her gaze lifts upward, and she says, "Yes."
And we found the chaplain. How shall we put him down?
He's still here. He's with you.
Kill Bedouin. I'm just
Kill him now!
I knew it the whole time. All right, so you have him in some sort of, and I say, all right, what have you guys been carrying around? And I kind of back away from the group, back out in the hallway, thinking they have some sort of possessed item.
She says, they were here a couple of weeks ago, and I don't understand whatever foul magics they used, but they took him. They took my husband. They took the warden.
Okay.
And now the dead are angry, and they are starting to grow powerful enough to leave this place.
And what of the professor? What do you know of him?
She says, the professor?
He visited at some point investigating. I thought perhaps you had met with him.
She says, after you describe him, she says, yes. She says, poor man. She says, thin man, gray-haired.
That would be our professor.
She says, yeah. There was another man, one among those with the black robes, that slew him. He was also thin. His skin was gray, and he had a staff. And at the top of the staff was a skull, but it was gagged.
Do I recognize?
Yes. tall, this thin gray man, could it potentially resemble anybody we've seen? Maybe one of the, isn't there a lecherous thin councilman or something?
There's Garen Murakar, the councilman, but he's not particularly thin.
Okay. Well, I remember there was the fat one, and then there was the one that, the older one that was all about our little sorceress.
Oh, right. Oh, it looks like he had to step away. Oh, Gilligan, I think he's thinking of Gibbs.
No, I said the professor, and he said, "What about Gilligan?"
Oh, I all right. Yeah, she says that he had a bone breastplate, and I saw him through the wall.
Any names? Did anyone use names?
No one spoke anything I could hear from here. If they did speak, it was nothing more than a whisper.
So they broke in and stole the warden and his badge. So now I'm confused. Is his badge down in the basement, or are you uncertain where his badge is?
No, I'm not 100% certain. She says, when the fire happened, my brave husband took what few guards we had left, and he went down into the basement. That was right before, or shortly before, he called up to tell the guards that were upstairs here to trigger the deadfall. But then some kind of fire began in the basement, and it worked its way up into the main part of the prison. The guard, I tried to help. The guards they stuffed me in here, and all I could remember is, smoke just kept pouring in from under the door, and I couldn't make it stop. And eventually, I couldn't breathe anymore, and then I woke up like this.
I see. Do you have anything to do with your name appearing on a stone monument in town?
She, her brow, her transparent brow wrinkles, and she goes, "No." She goes, "There's a monument in town in Ravengrow. Is that what you mean?"
Yes, to a monument about the fire.
Oh, so the people remember.
Oh, yes.
No, she says, but I'm getting weaker every day.
Okay.
And where might we find... We know where the priest is. Where might we find the others?
She says the worst of the worst were kept below in the dungeons of the prison.
And we had magical talisman that allowed us to defeat the Piper. How can we defeat the others without those talisman?
She says, I was hoping you could tell me. You're the guards that my husband sent, right?
Yes, the magic isn't really our specialty. Steel.
I have my crossbow.
Hopefully, my divine strength will.
It's a hand crossbow, but I'm pretty good with it.
She says, I don't know how much longer I can hold out.
All right, so how we could best help you is to retrieve your husband's badge and return it to you so you can hold back the forces once we put them down. Is that a good recap?
Yes.
Okay. Do I recognize the symbol of a skull, a gagged skull? Is that a symbol that the Knights of
Ozem?
Yes. Ozem is familiar with?
Just a moment. You've already... Hang on a second. You've already got a bit of information about the Whispering Way, and you do know, Bedwin, that their symbol is the gagged skull.
Okay, so this is confirmation that it is indeed the Whispering Way activity. Okay.
She briefly describes how your friend, the professor, she didn't know who he was, had been, poking around the grounds, and they spotted him. The man that she described with the bone breastplate and the staff pointed his finger at the professor, and the professor just, within moments, died, screaming. They dropped they drug him over, and they dropped a gargoyle onto his head.
And these creatures, these beings, did magic that captured the spirit of your husband, the warden, and they took him away.
Yes.
I will get him back. Okay.
One more thing from me. If we're able to retrieve this badge, would you be willing to give me an interview for my thesis that I'm writing? I've never had a quote from a spirit, and I think it would make it very interesting for my paper.
She goes, how curious that a guard would be an academic as well.
I'm going back to school, second career. And then I'm just going to walk out and wait for the party.
Night classes, law school.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. She thanks the group of you and says, I've waited so long. And she says, I was very worried with the disappearance of my husband that these spirits would get out and ravage the countryside. She goes, you're the only hope that the world has to keep these terrible entities from leaving Harrowstone Prison. If you can give me that badge, then I can keep the rest here. And if you can bring me my husband back, she says, that will, she goes, it's been very lonely since he left.
We shall get the badge, and then we will get your husband. I bow and head out.
Okay.
And head down to this door.
You think we should shut this door? Can we kind of shut the door on our way out?
That door's pretty much trashed.
All right.
She doesn't try to follow you out, though. She
Okay.
just wanders back more deeply back into the room.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you go bust that door down?
All right.
Yeah, it takes you a round or two, but with Necton's help, you're able to get that door open. All right. There's a couple of windows in this room. Some of the glass has been destroyed. The elements have kind of seeped into the room. Second here. Yeah, there's really nothing of any importance in this room.
Okay.
A decoy. So shall we go north
Yep.
or to the basement?
I say we go north first.
Okay.
I think that heads out, but double check.
All right, you get that door open too. I'm not going to make you a roll for all that, and it's basically a privy here for, it looks like the guards and the office staff.
So the only ways we found down was the collapsed stair and the hole, correct?
Right. and that collapsed stair looks like it's going to take you a long time to get all that rubble cleared.
Yeah, she said deadfall, so I assume it was
Right.
collapsed on purpose.
Okay. First, I think we'll get everybody together, and I'm going to use my divine senses. She said she sensed the charlatan with us. I want to see. I think I'll lay out all of this gear we've gotten that's on the list and have all of us stand close together, and I will do divine senses and see if he's attached to one of us or attached to a particular item, if I can hopefully sense him.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you cast that. Wait a second here. So you've got everybody around you. I assume, even though he's kind of down off to the side, you've got Piccolo with you too. You pull out the turn order. You don't need that. Oh, he's running away. I'll put you back up here. So you're all together and you cast a spell. You've they overlaced over Piccolo's aura is this faint aura of evil
Over what? Whose aura?
over Piccolo. Like there's a shroud over him.
I knew it. Is he wearing anything? Did you guys put on any? Is your
What?
armor from down here?
Does he have any of those items?
The axe.
He does have the axe.
I asked Piccolo to place the axe on the ground and step away from it.
Step away from the axe.
It's trick. Get an axe. All right, do you do that? Okay.
All right.
Nothing seems to change in Piccolo's aura. I mean, you know, let's say Piccolo himself was a bad person. You would not detect, you wouldn't detect evil or good on
Right.
him.
This no longer detects.
Right.
Paladins no longer detect alignment. They now detect specific.
Fiends, celestials, and undead.
Right. So either an incorporeal undead or fiend or something like that is somehow overlaid over Piccolo's aura.
Okay.
I'm going to take those jangly, jumbled up holy symbols and make a grand gesture of shaking them at him like I'm speaking in tongues or something, and see if there's any reaction.
There's no change. No change in reaction.
He seems fine. I don't know what the problem is here.
I can play the flute again.
So Bedouin, do you say anything to Piccolo about it?
I am going to see if I can think of anything.
Hey Nate.
Buddy.
The group's basically cleared the first level of the prison completely. You just missed a conversation with the ghost of the warden's wife.
Which basically,
I'm going to actually do the same. I'll be right back too. I'm going to get you something to drink. I'll be right back.
when she detected the professor, she saw the professor get killed by a member of the Whispering Way, And then the Whispering Way captured the spirit of the warden, and that warden spirit was keeping all of the bad spirits of the prisoners in check. With the warden spirit gone, she is trying to keep them in prison, but she is losing the strength to do so.
You guys have already put down the Piper, and the spirit of Father Charlatan is now overlaid on top of Piccolo. Some item, some aura, something is overlaid on top of him.
So I am going to attempt to exorcise Piccolo.
Exercise. The
Hopefully his head doesn't spin around and he start vomiting pea soup.
You've been very helpful in breaking down doors.
Yeah, you broke a few doors down. You
you
and
killed his
Bedouin
straitjacket.
busted the. You guys went back to the safe that was in the warden's office that you tried to pick unsuccessfully. You went back there, tried to pick it again, and after that, you and Bedouin basically just took your hammers and just decided to cave the door in.
And there was no negative repercussions.
Well, yeah.
Except we broke half the vials and ruined some of the paperwork. But
All right.
I will look at Piccolo and tell him to trust me. I will step forward confidently with my shield forward, the glowing blade of Imade shining brightly, and I will command Charlatan to leave that body.
Can I inspire him for this, whatever he's doing?
Sure, of course.
All right, I'm going to pull out my
Well, you give them like a bonus to a die roll, like a die 6 or
right.
something.
I'm going to pull out my pan flute though and play some very churchy pipe music and use one of my inspirations to give you a 1d6 on whatever you're about to do, Todd.
Yeah, I was curious, Todd. What is it you're going to roll here?
If you roll, you're inspired.
What are you going to cast? A roll? Or?
I am giving you my actions and looking to the GM to decide how to properly adjudicate this
Oh, man,
situation.
I just wasted an inspiration.
I'm at, I mean, game in game or out of game wise, I have no idea. How do you exercise a creature?
Well, it's like a cleric would use a spell like Dispel Evil or possibly something like Banishment.
Okay.
None of which you are even close
Actually, I have protection from evil and good.
to. You do have that.
Advantage. Such as elementals, fiends, and undead. Target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed. If the target is already frightened, charmed, or possessed by such a creature, that target has an advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect.
Well, so consider this. You encountered Father Charlatan basically, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Or his body, as it were. You can concentrate on this for up to 10 minutes, right? But if something's already there, you're not certain how much this is going to actually help.
Maybe we should go back up and check out the carcass. Or we could use the Ouija boards back in town.
I think going up and checking out the carcass is a good...
Didn't we get some sort of holy water, or was that Nate just saying that it could be holy water?
Right. We have 5 vials of clear liquid that we think might be holy
Dump
water.
them on him.
They came out of the chapel on this floor, so it stands to reason that may well be what they are.
It was over by the pew or altar or whatever that part of the room was.
After you killed those, dog-sized spiders.
Well, if it doesn't smell acidic, I say we sprinkle a little bit on his forehead.
Just throw it in his face immediately and see what happens.
No, close his eyes. It's like spraying off. Close his eyes and we'll sprinkle a little bit of this non-acidic water on him.
It was the cleaner they used for the offerings. On the
it's silver
polish them up.
Silver polish. Yeah, so you're standing out in the hallway. He's definitely still doesn't seem to matter that Julian kind of rattled the holy symbols in front of him. No apparent change as you looked at his aura. There is overlaid over Piccolo's aura, like a large, fat shadow that just seems to kind of assist around him.
Let's drag the carcass down to Soriana, and maybe she'll do something.
All right, that's as good an idea as I have. So we will.
All right. As they go to grab the carcass, I'm going to approach Piccolo, and in sign language, I'm going to say, "I know we just met, but can I sprinkle some of this holy water on your forehead?" Oh, okay. Well, that didn't work then. I'll just wait patiently.
You just took a vow of silence.
Okay. I know. I've talked to you before, so I actually know that. So I ask if I can sprinkle some of this holy water on you. It may not be holy water, but I think it is.
Reach out my hand for the vial.
Do it.
Okay. Hey, you have a vial of water with just like a glass stopper on the top.
Chug.
Pull the stopper off.
Okay. Sniff it. I mean, it smells like nothing.
Dip my finger in. Does my finger dissolve?
Nope. Seems like it's just water.
All right. Pour it over my head.
Okay. Your hair is wet.
All right, go get the body. It was worth a shot.
Okay. I'm not going to switch maps. You
Sure.
go back to the second floor carefully. Bedwin, Necton, you guys are shoulder to shoulder, shields out, weapons out. There's nothing moving. It seems like everything on the second floor is inert. Nothing seems to recur. You travel back into the western cell block to the cell in really the kind of the southwest, the largest cell where the body was that had all the weights around the neck. Oh, Nate, what you also missed was that when they got some of the papers from the warden's safe, it also included transportation information and to some degree sentencing info on some of those key prisoners. So you have now the real names of these 5 particular prisoners that were tied to the Mosswater Marauder, the Piper of Illmarsh. Well, not him specifically. No one knew what his name was. The Lopper, the Splatterman, and the Mosswater Marauder. So you've got 4 of the 5 names. Two of them were set to be executed about 2 days after the fire occurred, and that was the Lopper and the Splatterman. The Mosswater Marauder was sentenced maybe a month after, and then the Piper of Illmarsh was awaiting sentencing. Only Father Charlatan was not sentenced to death. He was sentenced to life imprisonment in Harrowstone, with a very odd sentence that the judge handed down, which was that these weights would be put around his neck, and he would have to, bear those weights for the remainder of his life. So that helped you guys know that's him upstairs.
The wages of sin, my friend.
Yeah. I gotta go check on something.
Okay, so you guys, you find the body is exactly where you left it. All those weights, there's probably 25 pounds worth of weights around this thing's neck.
Take the weights off its neck. I don't think I'm there. Telepathy.
So who went upstairs? Was it just Bedwin and Necton?
No, I went.
Okay, so the three of you. Okay, all right, and you bring the body back down here. Weights and all.
That was the plan. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you've got his body out here in I'll say the intersection.
Okay.
Somebody screamed.
Noises. Yes, but they're playing a game of Catan. Nobody's dying.
Okay.
I asked Bedwin, since he seems the most religious, to remove the weights from its neck and see if it does it, like free of its burden, and see if it does anything.
I gotta head out, guys. Might be back later. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I will. I'm trying to decide if I would remove the weights. He was sentenced to wear the weights, but I can't think of.
He was only sentenced to life in prison, and that the first word is over.
It's over. Okay. I will remove the weights.
Okay. It takes some effort to get all of them off and unwound, from the tattered clothing and such, and keep the head from just popping straight off. But you do, and you've now removed the weights from the corpse of Father Charlatan, Cephalic Corvin.
I'm going to spend some time trying to untangle these holy symbols that you said were tangled in disarray.
Okay. Try as you might, they seem to be hopelessly tangled, like as if it were some sort of magician's trick. If there's a way to get them apart, you're not having much luck right now.
Are they like locked on? How are they attached?
Well, you ever get like I don't know, like maybe a massive necklaces that maybe like a little kid stuffed away somewhere, and then you pull them out, and they're like literally almost knotted together. But when you try to loosen this thing tightens up, and you just seem to not be able to get them apart.
All right, this is going to happen, just because I want to try it out. I would like to use the foreign trader to see if I can recall knowledge on how to untie this puzzle based on what we talked about earlier. Is that allowed for this? Like a knowledge of how this would work or how this would untie if it appears to be a trick of some sort?
No, but
that's okay.
You want to expend the card.
Yeah, okay. If it's not applicable, it's not applicable.
To me, this looks a lot like a Gordian knot, and I'm going to treat it as such and cut it with a dagger.
All right.
The chains seem to be mightily resistant to the edge of your dagger.
Not the chains from the carcass, the little holy symbol necklace.
Right. They're like probably. Hang on a second. There's at least a dozen holy symbols on fine silver chains that are all kind of tangled together. Those chains don't seem to be parted on the edge of your dagger.
Does that seem odd to me? That it wouldn't...
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to take, let's see, we already used one of them vials. I'm going to use another one of them vials of clear liquid that we found in the chapel, and I am going to dump it on the corpse.
Okay. Are you going to do any sort of ceremony like sanctifying the dead or anything like that? I mean, you have that ability.
Yes, I will actually take 10 minutes and cast ceremony. Oops, I didn't mean to put it to text, but since I did. Dedication, this year, marriage.
Okay. So you basically perform last rites.
Yes.
Funeral rites on the corpse in front of you, and sprinkle it with holy water as you do.
Right.
Okay. All right. Done.
All right, Saul, next.
I will then spend another divine sense and look at Piccolo.
The presence is gone.
Good enough for me. Well done, Bedwin.
I will then go back and ask her if Charlatan is gone.
Is
She
he with us?
she reaches, she looks like she kind of reaches her senses out. She reapproaches you as you come into the room, and you ask her the question, and she says, he's still here within the prison.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And head back and say, all right, let's get downstairs and finish this. Where else could he be in the prison?
Well, I mean, he's literally right in front of us. I say we drag him into the toilets, leave him in there for a while, and we'll come back and deal with him if we have to.
What are you gonna give him a swirly?
No, it's a storage area. He happens to be close to it.
But I agree. We'll stick him in there for now.
Okay. Generally, Bedwin, generally when you give somebody funeral rites, you do it as part of putting him in the ground.
We need to bury him.
Unfortunately, by the way, most of the ground in which here at the prison where people were buried happens to now be underwater. So, like, Julian, you remember when you were running along the walls and skeletons came up out of the water?
Is that
the records that you read? People who died here, that's where they were buried. So that pond is probably, a nice muddy pile of bones under there.
As that thought hits me, I will say, let's bring the corpse and take him out the front doors. I dump some of my oil on him, and I give him a Viking's funeral.
You burn the corpse of Father Charlatan out front?
Yep.
Okay, you do it. He goes up pretty quickly.
And
great job.
It's
definitely solved.
It's probably 5 o'clock. You've probably got maybe a couple of hours of sunlight left for the day.
Well, since we're going downstairs, we're not going to need sunlight anyway.
You wouldn't get it if you wanted it.
All right, let's
head down. Let's see if we can find these other 3 people, or at least some of them.
So we head over to the hole.
I got lost.
I'm over by the hole.
I'm following you with Necton over here. Okay. And in fact, let's do this. You've pretty much taken out every area of the first floor. Let's get rid of all the dynamic lighting. Hang on a second. Boom. There. Now you can see the entire prison.
Okay.
Did you say something, Jason?
I said stuff them in the furnace.
He's already burning out here.
Yeah, they drug him out to the front yard and put oil on him and set him on fire. So
No,
It was very-
Bedouin did that. I'm just, if there's any consequences, that was Bedouin.
he did it.
I'm here trying to fix the poor guy's necklace. Bedouin's out kicking corpses around, burning them.
All right.
All right. Should we go down this whole intelligently, or should I just do a cannonball?
Can we see the bottom of the hole?
I shove Ohio down.
Let's see. Hang on a second here. It is, I think it's 20 feet, but I'm just checking on that. Yeah. It appears to be about a 20-foot drop. You can hear water that's coming in from the pond. Like here, you can hear it, as it kind of reaches that hole and it trickles down in there. You hear it hitting water down below. And you've got enough sunlight left that you can kind of look down in there. I mean, it's definitely a pretty good fall. Unless the water is deep, if you just jump down in there, you could get hurt. You have no idea how deep that water is.
Does anyone have rope?
Yeah.
I think Necton does. I assume Bedouin does.
Can one of you make a rope down here for us to climb down?
There's enough of a wall left here that you could find an outcropping on it and tie off to it and easily knot the rope and go down.
All right, that's what we'll do.
Okay, so you set knots in about every couple feet, and you still got easily like 30 foot left after you do all that. Throw it down there.
Yep,
Edwin first.
of course.
Necton says, "Yeah, I can go first too. It doesn't matter."
I will go down first, as there's probably no light down there.
I turn to Julian and ask if he's going to be okay with his clothes down in a wet cellar.
I'm keeping a tab.
Moment here, guys. Okay, here we go.
Right, there's only one way out.
Are those coffins floating in here with us?
It does kind of look like it.
Gross. Scamper on up out of this then.
Yeah, so there's water dripping down kind of on your heads, kind of, just filtering down with a little bit of sunlight left. And it gives you maybe, a little bit of view around the room. Let me take a look at you, Bedouin. I mean, I think I may have automatically kind of got a light on yours. No, I don't. Okay. All right. So, I don't know. I mean, Jason,
I will.
see?
What?
Are you able to see?
Yes, I have dark vision. I guessed it.
Oh, that's right. That's
I'm
ability.
I'm third level now.
But I know Necton doesn't, so I will cast light on the sword on my shield as part of my holy symbol. And
Okay.
every
All right.
time it goes out, I will recast it.
All right. Bright light flares from Sir Bedwin's shield. Okay. And Piccolo, you notice the water seems to froth over here. And boom, you see heads rise up as creatures start to rise up out of the water.
I ask if a tactical, should we like back up to here where we can fight them on dry ground, or do you guys think we should just?
I scampered out of this cesspool the moment we got here.
Could have been rotting in this mess.
I'm short. I moved back towards the shoreline.
Okay,
Because where you guys are up to your waist, I'm up to my head.
I'll back up and.
Well, actually, go back to where you were for a moment.
Okay.
You're going to actually have to
Roll initiative.
you have to roll initiative before you do any of that.
Boom.
Wait a minute. Where did that go? There we go.
That's what she said. Man, I have had the worst initiative rolls for the last 3 games.
You still beat these things. And 8.
Oh, I'll beat them all right.
Oh, that didn't actually populate. So let me go back to Nate and try that again. There we go. All right, Julian, you can place yourself wherever you like. You're first up.
Okay, so tell me about this water. How deep is it? Is it standard terrain, difficult terrain? What's the scoop?
It's difficult terrain only because it's probably thigh deep on you.
Okay. In that case, let's see. How am I going to do this? I'm going to move.
Jason, that's about chest deep on Piccolo.
All right, I'm going to move around the edge to here. Now, one of the neat things that I get at level 3 as a swashbuckler, swashbuckler is that I get sneak attack if there is nobody within 5 feet of me and I attack something. So I'm going to put myself 5 feet away, and then I'm going to huff 2 daggers at this one right here.
Doesn't that require a melee attack, though?
It didn't say melee in the book. What did it say exactly? Let me see.
Sorry, let's do a quick check again.
Because I looked at that and... Alright. And it didn't... I don't think it said melee. Now watch it did. But we'll see.
Fancy footwork. Is it fancy footwork?
It is rakish... rakish audacity. It says, in addition, you don't need advantage on your attack roll to use sneak advantage if no creature other than your target is within 5 feet of you. All other rules for the sneak attack class feature still apply to you.
To me, that means that your target needs to be within 5 feet of you, though.
Okay.
So you can still hit him, of course, but you wouldn't get the sneak unless you were engaged in melee.
Understood. Okay, so then, assuming the 20 hit, it was 5.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then,
I'm sorry, was it just this one right here?
yes.
Okay. Because I was going to say, what's the range on? It's like 20 feet, I think, on a dagger for short range?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, so that's right at. Okay, so do some damage to it.
Okay, and then assuming he's still frothing around in the muck.
Oh, he's not in here? No. All right, sorry. And you attacked again, right?
Right.
And that is also a hit. They're not very quick moving. All right, you 2 daggers, thump, right into the midriff of this critter. He's pretty juicy looking.
What does juicy looking mean?
Um, the body is bloated from
Okay.
water
Gotcha.
damage, but there is still quite a bit of body left to it.
Okay.
Did you watch Walking Dead?
I did not.
No. They did a really good. There was one scene where they looked down a well and there was some of the zombies stuck in the bottom of the well.
Pretty gross.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you do any further movement?
No. I'm happy to stay right here.
Well out of reach. Okay. All right. Necton is up. Okay. He's going to throw himself right here, assuming you're going to kind of go shoulder to shoulder with him. He's going to attack this guy right here. Let's see here. And I don't think he still gets a second attack. I don't think there's anything specific he wants to use either. Interesting. Sword. He's just going to he's going to swing away with the longsword. That's a hit. 11 points of damage. That guy goes down. Hang on. 5 plus damage taken. Ooh. 16. Okay. That one just goes down in the water. It's over.
I'm going to remember where it fell so that I can get my daggers back.
All right. Okay. Akron, you're up.
I will check the range of my hand crossbow. 30 feet. I will step here. 5, 10, 15. I'll step here. And with this one downed now, I will shoot past it with my hand crossbow at the one behind the one that just fell underwater, I'm assuming.
You're looking at 25 feet.
Yeah, okay. So within 30 is where I need to be for not disadvantage. And so I will shoot my hand crossbow at it.
Okay.
And
That's
then
you're bolting into it.
And then I will not do anything else on this battle. And I will pass my turn.
Okay. All right, Bedwin, you're up.
I will slosh forward beside Necton, and just to make a mess, I will use the Warhammer.
Oh, you hit it.
Yeah, but I just barely.
A lot to it. You hit it in the shoulder, and meat kind of flies off and splatters into Necton's shield.
But it's an impressive looking splash.
Sure. All right, Piccolo, you're up. You're in chest deep water. You're going to be at advantage to hit anything in water like this.
I'll move over to this side.
Okay, you're fine up there. Let's see, how far was that? It's double movement to get there. You were here. So that's actually 20 feet. You can move.
I can move up to 35.
Yep, you can move 15 more feet after that, as long as you're not in the water.
Where was I at here?
You were right here, I believe. Yeah. It's double move until you get to the shore, which is where you are now. So it looks like you got 15 more.
I can't see because my screen.
You say do you have dark vision? Do you have to cast that as an action?
I cast it a while ago. Before we entered.
He just disappeared.
Yeah, he moved off screen. Here, let me move him back. You were up here. No, here.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where you were. Okay. All right. I will quickly add dark vision for the moment. That's 60 feet usually. And all right, you should see a lot more now.
I can already see everything.
Okay, good.
I think you didn't turn. I don't know if there's light shining down or something or what.
Well, I have light on my shield.
Oh, that's right.
There was light shining down, and then he lit it up further, and you've got dark vision, so you still got 15 feet of movement.
So
5. You could move 5 more if you wanted. Okay, and you ready your action, or do you?
ready my action.
Okay, no problem. All right, this one down here is going to attack Bedouin since he's already there, and he's going to do a slam attack, missing. Let's see. This one is going to come right over here and attack Necton. I think that might actually hit him. It does. It just hit him. And Necton takes some damage. Okay. And this other one comes right up to you, and you get your you get your readied action, Piccolo, as this thing comes up the shoreline towards you. Believe it or not, that actually hits. And you do quite a bit of damage with it. Okay. And you hit again. Okay. All right. Back to the top of the order. Julian, your daggers are gone.
That makes me very sad, but I will 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll come stand here by Mighty Piccolo, and I will attack this one that he was attacking with the rapier.
Yeah, and he's adjacent, so you
Get advantage,
absolutely get. Yeah, and that does the trick. You definitely get it, and you're going to do 17 damage. Okay, so let's see if he can. Nope. Okay, he goes down.
Okay, and let's see. That was 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so moving into the water, does that take all my movement, or?
For you, well, really, for anyone, it's considered rough terrain, so it's double.
Okay, so if I move in, that will use all the rest of my 30 feet?
If you move 20, that would bring you to 30. But don't forget, you also have extra actions, don't you, at third, like cunning action as well? Or was that second?
Yeah, I have cunning action, but if I use that, then I would just, to go back out, then I wouldn't get my attack. I was trying to see if I could go in and throw a bonus attack on this one here and still make it back out.
No.
Then I will stand here looking smug at my
Let me think about that for a moment. If you make an attack, whether you miss or not, then you can still get out of there.
But he wouldn't have any movement.
I don't have any movement left, is what.
But you have your cunning action, so you can still dash and get away.
I don't, because my second attack is the bonus action.
Oh, because it says as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where I always get tripped up with that thing. It is as a bonus. You're right. Okay. Yep, if you use that.
So
okay.
I'll just stand here looking smug then.
All right.
You pull it off.
Necton attacks this one here. Hits it with the sword. That is a hit. Does more damage to it. Okay. And all right, Akron, you're up.
I will move here and then here to get a shot, and I will fire off another bolt into the one that Renekton is fighting.
Okay.
And that is here.
That's a miss. Oh.
Why am I not seeing his
double
rolls?
one. Is he taking a while to populate?
I'm not seeing him at all.
Oh, it does say 2 GM on that roll.
Oh, that's a setting in the gear.
I dragged it over. Yeah, that's my fault. I dragged it over from the information tab. So where would that be in here?
Your crossbow string snaps. You're gonna have to take time to restring that.
All right, I sheath it.
Just so you know, if you if you're rolling with advantage or disadvantage, and you both of those come up ones, then it is a fumble. So
Sure.
depending on what it is, I just make a call. That weapon useless for the rest of the battle.
Okay, I will sheath it on my belt, and then I am done with my turn as I try to figure out how and why this is rolling just to the D.
Okay, Bedwin, you're up.
I will again attack with my warhammer. I do know how smug Julian is looking over there, but
He's far enough away that you don't splatter zombie on Julian, but it does come close. All right. Okay, Piccolo, you're up. It looks like Jason blacked out on. Oh, there he is. You're up, Jason.
My turn.
It's cutting in and out on me.
Yeah, I heard the same. You're up, Jason. You can hear us.
Hello.
Yeah.
Keep cutting out.
Try to reconnect again.
And Tony went black now.
I hear you.
Tony, can you? Is all your
That was
stuff? I don't see anywhere in the weapon where it would be rolled to GM. Is my character shared with everyone?
If you on where it says core bio spells and then there's a gear, click the gear, and there's a setting on the far right called Whisper Rolls to GM. Make sure that's not set.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that should fix it. Okay. Yeah, interesting. I don't think I did that. But
Never whisper rolls.
Yeah.
Always roll advantage. Auto roll. Most of those are GM rolls.
One of them
Well,
says always whisper.
It said always whisper rolls for some reason. I didn't.
Oh,
I
it did? Oh,
that.
did you just change it when I looked? Okay.
Probably. Yeah, I just changed it to never. Yep. So.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
I rolled double ones on my crossbow. That's why I'm here.
Let's see if Jason's. All right. So, Jason, do you leave the bank or ready action? We'll move on here if he doesn't. I'll just assume he readies his action if he doesn't say something.
Yeah, he's probably not charging into the water. So.
Oh, there. Okay. Got it. All right. Zombies are up then. Okay. These two stay put and they continue to attack the same two people. Bedwin. What's your AC?
19.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Nope. Doesn't get you. And the other one throws himself against Necton's shield, and he does get through. And Necton takes a little bit of damage. Okay. All right, Julian, you're back up again.
All right, I will, with disgust, wade into the muck and attack this one here.
Oh yeah, yeah. You you get sneak as well, and feel it a hefty blow. You run the rapier all the way to the hilt into its side, and grossly you see some liquids that may have been kept inside of some internal organs just kind of spill out of the cavity below its chest. It's rather gross. The stink is something awful and foul.
Oh,
all right.
What a lovely place.
All right, so you do that. Anything else?
Was that an indication that he killed him, or?
No, it looks around at you, although you're holding the end of the rapier, so it can't quite swivel.
All right, then short sword.
That hits. 5 more. Okay, that's enough to drop it, but I gotta make it quick. Let's see. 5, 20. Oh wow. Okay. You shear off one of its arms, and it kind of goes down, but then it gets back to its feet again. It does not want to go down.
Okay. With a look of disgust, I will disengage back up to the shore.
You had the movement. Use the disengage. Okay, we're good. All right. Well, hold on.
It's not a disengage. It's just movement. So I did a melee attack. The creature cannot use an attack of opportunity, so I don't have to disengage. I just have to move away.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Since he attacked it, it can't.
Since I attacked.
All right. Nekton is up. He's going to try to finish the thing. Longsword attack hits. 10 more points of damage. Okay. This time he shears through the other shoulder, takes the head and part of the rib cage off, and it collapses into the water in 2 pieces, spilling more vile fluids. Okay. And Akron, you're back up again.
All right. I will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll just stay right here, and I will say, "All of your friends are dead, and so will you be soon." And I will cast Vicious Mockery at him. If it hits, it will do 2 psychic damage, and he will have disadvantage if he lives to attack on his next attack.
Fails. 2 points of damage. You're doing it this one right here, right?
Yeah, the only one. Yeah, I think it's the last one I can see. And so I will, give him disadvantage, and I will be done.
Okay. You do. He staggers backward from your vicious.
I shout to the group, "I swear I know spells, and someday you'll see them." And I'm done with my turn again.
All right, Bedouin, you're up.
I hope you can prestidigitate, because I'm filthy.
Bedouin, you see the zombie in front of you kind of visibly recoils from Akron's words behind you.
I will follow up them harsh words with a warhammer.
Dang.
Oh, dang. All right. You hit it right in the top of the skull. You flatten its skull, and its head drives down into the body a short ways. So basically, it has no neck left. And that drives it to its knees, but it actually gets back up again. Okay, we're back to Piccolo. I'm going to have him, let's see, he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. He's going to shoot back up over around here and ready his action.
Okay.
Okay, zombie, the one zombie that's left, he takes another swipe at you, Bedouin. Oh,
disadvantage.
That is correct. It still hits.
Oh, okay.
But
I tried to.
Just so you know, Baker, you negated critical damage.
All right. I feel, even though I don't think I would know that in game, I feel like it did something.
All right. You only take 3 points of damage from that, Bedouin.
All right.
This thing seems to have gone into some sort of death frenzy. All right, Julian.
All right, I will wade back into this morass using 20 feet of movement to get to here, and then I shall
Try to skewer it again.
Skewer it again.
Strike him down.
All right. That's a hit. 9 points. Okay, give me a moment here. Let me take a quick check. Oh my god! All right. You in a similar kind of move. This time you come in with a sweep and you lash right across its ribs. They must have been very soft, and largely most of the chest just kind of drops away, spilling all of its innards right out there for you. The stink is awful. You know, it's around your legs. It doesn't seem to care.
All right.
You've literally removed half of the weight of this thing, into the water, and it doesn't care.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna hit him with a short sword.
That hits. Okay, that's all right. Let's take another check. Okay. You cut off half of its head, and it's still coming.
Okay.
You have any movement left?
Yeah, I've got 10 feet, so I'm gonna move back over here.
All right, you're now wading amongst the grossness of what's left of that other zombie.
Tripping over zombies.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to buy a hearty supply of cleaning scrolls.
Necton moves in, tries to hit it with a sword, chops at it. Okay. Let's see if it. Okay, so 5. He cuts off. He cuts off an arm. It's still up.
I will note this for my dissertation. The never dying zombie.
That's right. Okay, Akron, you're up.
I will. I will go for damage and not disadvantage, and I will hand crossbow it for all to see this time.
There you go.
Oh, the hand crossbow.
Oh, I can't. You're right. I'm sorry. I will move and I will vicious mock. And I will say, you've died 4 times this battle. How embarrassing. And I will cast vicious mockery. Because it is my only damaging cantrip, and I have no weapon.
Well, let's see if that'll put it down.
4 psychic damage. It's psychic. It's got it's got to psych it out.
Oh no! It had a little bit of flesh clinging to the side of its face that was still remaining, even though the other half's been chopped off by Julien. And you literally blow all the meat off of the side of its face, so that only thing that's left is the skeleton, and even the brain, what's left, just drops out into the water, and still it keeps coming.
I blew its brains out, literally. I'm done.
You yelled its brains out, really. Okay, Bedouin, you're up. This thing it just won't stop.
Bedouin, you do not need it. I was going to tell you still have advantage, but you don't need it.
All right. Well, you hit it with the warhammer, and still won't go down. You collapse one of its legs, and now it's crawling mostly in the water. Okay. All right, we're up to Piccolo. I don't know if he can hear us or not.
Maybe.
I can hear him. Yep.
I can't see anything yet, though. My screen's still loading. What's going on?
You're on the bank of the river. There's a zombie we've tried to kill 6 times and keeps coming back. You can't get to it unless you're going to wade in, but I don't know if you have any ranged, and oh my god.
I have a javelin.
I just saw something on my screen. It's on my turn. You could move around the bank and try to throw a javelin at it. Is Tony frozen for you guys or just me?
No, I'm here.
Okay,
here.
sorry. Yeah, you could throw a javelin or ready your action, I think, are your 2 options that are realistic for you.
throw a javelin, I guess.
Okay, you do it. Make a roll.
I'm trying to pull my character sheet up yet.
I think he said his screen's frozen. If you want to read them.
Hang on a second. I need to check with something here. Give me just a moment here. When you go to grab your javelin, it's the first time I recall you having done that in a while.
I haven't actually used it yet. I have the skill, and the weapon, I just haven't used it. And my screen won't even load it. I can't even pop it up.
I'll bring it up for you. You're trying to throw the javelin.
Yep.
All right.
You rolled well.
You toss that javelin straight at the thing. You bury it right in its chest, like right where this thing's heart would be. Let's see if that does the trick. That finally seems to transfix the thing, and it falls over backwards in the water with, the javelin standing straight up as it just lays there floating in the water.
I kind of gestured, and make noises. Can someone grab my javelin back?
I'm gonna retrieve my daggers out of this thing and then wade down.
Yeah, if I have an opportunity.
Go back to where you are, though. Give me just a moment. I'm sorry. Go back, Julian. Okay.
Where was I? No, I think I was here actually.
Yes, that's exactly what you were. Okay. Okay. So that was Piccolo's. Okay, it is your turn, Julian. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna retrieve my daggers, and then are we still on the movement clock?
You sure are.
All right. 10,
I make the
20.
I make the noise. Hey, get my javelin.
Okay, well I wasn't by your javelin, but okay, so I'll
It
move
was
down.
it was in the body of the thing you just pulled your daggers out of, I think.
No, my daggers were in the one we killed first.
Oh, all right.
Okay. This critter here comes shambling down out of this cavernous kind of opening here, Piccolo, and claws at you with its bony hands.
Okay.
You take 7 points of damage as it tears through the armor on your back.
What armor?
Whatever, your clothing. That's right.
Yeah, I only have AC 15, so. All right, so that takes me down to. And now my character sheet will open again. I think it's because you were controlling my character earlier. Do I get to use my unarmed strike on it then?
Oh my.
Yeah, you probably can.
Oh my word.
Okay. That's all they can get done. Julian, you moved. You were going to retrieve your daggers. Is that right?
Retrieve my daggers, then move down to the south shore.
Yep. So yeah, count the movement you got, but yeah, that he's up here, so it's just double movement to do all that. So
Right.
There you go. All right, Necton. He yells out, we got more of them, and so he's going to move probably right up to here. Attack this guy right here. He does switch to the Warhammer. Second. It's terrible. Not enough to hit. Okay. All right, Akron.
I am going to cast nothing. Nothing yet. And I am going to then, if I can, I'm going to step here to take fuck my hand crossbow. All right, I'm going to mock the one in front. I should probably carry more weapons, but I'm not used to this. I will vicious mock the one in front for a wisdom save, and then I will back away.
That one right there?
Yes, sir. And then I will back away and be done, regardless of what happens.
All right. All right. I'm not sure if that had much effect against the skeletal creature. Balstone, you are up.
Did you call him Bowelstone? What did you call him?
Balstone. That sounds like a horrible wasting illness. Oh, have Balstone. It's terrible.
Actually,
Remember, when you're in the water, it's double movement.
yep. Oh, and I'm still carrying my bag because I'm not going to set my back down, so I'm encumbered right now. So that's the farthest I can move regardless. So I will move and then I will swing.
Okay.
We're here now.
That's a hit. Oh. You blast that thing into smithereens with a warhammer.
Damn, I wish we could get up.
Okay. All right, Piccolo, you're up.
All right.
That one that clawed you, Bedouin came wading up to the edge of the pond and just absolutely demolished it with the warhammer.
All right.
Okay, you move to close with that one, and it was waiting for you. It misses though when it tries to grab for you.
Okay, second here.
That's a hit, and that's two hits.
Stupid thing.
Okay, so 10 points from the hand axe. Okay, you do quite a bit with the hand axe. You shear right through its ribs, but then with your unarmed strike, you hit it so hard in the chest that you drive straight through to its spine, and the whole thing just blows apart. That's destroyed too. And then they go. All right, I'm gonna actually clear some of these out of the way. They're really just bones left at this point.
You cleared the one with initiative, just so you know.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? That's right. I know they go on an 18.
That's fine. Yep.
But yeah, I hate that yeah.
That's
All right, so this guy
does that, but-
we go here. He's got to stay here. Yep. Okay, so there's that one. There's that one. That one. Yeah, you know what? Okay, against that one, you have an opportunity attack, Jason.
Okay.
And that one, you're not going to get one because you've already used it. Go ahead and make an opportunity attack. Do you do it with the hand axe? Okay, you hit and damage.
Sec.
10. Nice. Okay. All right, Julian, you're up.
All right. So moving onto the shore, does that cost me 5 or 10?
5,
All right.
just to get to the shoreline because you're so
5,
close.
10, 15, 20, 25, and then I'm going to attack this guy.
Okay. Oh, nope.
Okay, and then I'll bonus attack him.
Hits. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. That's a 12, right? Let me check. No.
Unless I'm flanking.
You also missed.
Okay, then I'm going to back out. Bravely.
All right. Yep. Yeah, you're able to do that. Okay. All right. Okay. Necton is up. He's going to attack this one right here. Hits. And he just annihilates that one. It's gone. Blows it apart. Okay, Akron, you're up.
I will. I will cast Fairy Fire on the square that has the two that are diagonal here. Let me see if I can draw a shape. Oops, that's not where I wanted to cast Fairy Fire, right here. And then, can you see that when I do that?
Where, are you highlighting something?
Yeah, I drew a shape. Could you see
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're casting. Are you illuminating one of these creatures, or?
I want to cast. Yeah, I'll cast Fairy Fire in this area, attempting to make those two skeletons glow hot pink, and give us advantage on attacks versus them if they fail their dex saving throw. So.
I think your DC is a 13, right?
My spell DC, yeah, which is weird that spell doesn't show it, but yes, it's 13 as well. Dex. So if I remember right, Fairy Fire is anybody in the square, but if they fail their save, then they're also highlighted if they run away still.
What?
Is that right?
Okay. This one now is wreathed in violet light. So it's violet, right? Didn't you?
It doesn't matter. I chose hot pink, but
oh, sorry. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I have hot pink. I do have hot pink. There you go. Well, close enough.
Yep. And I think Tony, that anyone if they stay in the square, like that square stays lit up. But they're now bathed if they leave. That one is bathed if he leaves. If the other one leaves, he's out of the square. But I don't know. I mean, you might read it and double check that. But anyway, bonus.
Yeah, you're right. So that would have stayed, wouldn't it? And actually, it's a 20-foot cube. I don't think it's 10 by 10. It's 20 by 20. So if you want to do it to your buddies, of course, it affects them too.
Oh, you're right. It's a 20-foot cube, and I'm an idiot. I would have done it earlier. Great. Good to know. See, I'm learning. I'm just fresh out of college. Yeah, I'm going to light up I'm going to light up all of those guys, including my buddies. Make dex saving throws.
You can do it to them too, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
And we're going to get it in on all four of those skeletons with advantage. I'm going to make it pink, and I will be done with my turn. I can do it here. Yep, yep.
Could have rotated the cube and not got your buddies. Another lesson.
Can you rotate the cube on this?
Why not?
That's
the world is not cardinal.
That's a Tony ease of play call.
You probably could. Can I switch this?
I'm sorry to take up so much time. I would do that if possible. I would obviously not hit my teammates.
Yeah, you could do it like that.
Great. Then that's where I will cast my hot pink fairy fire. And I am done with my turn, and
I'm gonna make 2 more saves here. Give me a moment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No, and yes. Okay, so this one is also illuminated. Okay, you're done. All right, Bedouin, you're up.
Okay, I will step here, drop my pack here. It's 5, 10.
Yeah.
I will swing at this one with my warhammer.
You need to make a. You're gonna need to make a quick.
And I miss.
Quick saving throw. Quick dex saving throw.
Two things, Bedwin. You have advantage versus that skeleton.
Why does he need to make a dex save?
Is it instantaneous? I think it's
when the spell is cast.
It
The
doesn't
creature
affect
in the
those
area when the spell is cast.
when it's cast. Okay, the iteration objects range. Okay, all right. You're right. I thought it was anything stepping in.
No. Well, if he stays in the cube, they will have advantage versus him for sure. But yeah, he won't have to make a dex save. But he won't. If he stays there, they're going to have advantage versus him.
Why would they have advantage against him?
Because that whole cube is pink. So when he's in it,
the objects in the cube are outlined in pink. It's not like a pink light source.
Creature, when it's cast, it's outlined if it fails its dex save for the duration. Okay, this is gone. This is now gone. So you cast it, that's gone. These two things, they failed. They each shed light in a 10-foot radius. So those that have a pink light on them.
Okay, the cube does not stay up as well.
Right, but if you lose concentration, then the fairy fire drops.
For sure.
Yep. Got it.
Okay, so I would not have advantage on that one, correct?
Only the ones that have pink on them.
All right, so I missed him. I wasted a natural 20. And then I will move, and this one, and this one.
Which one did you say you were attacking?
This one.
Oh, okay. All right, and then you move there? Hang on.
Yep. And so those two will get attacks of opportunity on me.
Yeah, you'll have two of the attacks of opportunity. Hang on. I got to roll for them. Oh, that's a hit. You took 6 points of damage. The other one missed you. Is there enough room there? Yep. Okay. You can. No problem. Okay, Piccolo, you're up. Now, the one right in front of you, you absolutely can see, and you get advantage to attack. But yeah, both of them that are adjacent. Either one.
All right. Hit the button. It didn't go. Try it again.
You attacking the one directly to your left?
Yep.
That's a hit. Okay. That one's fresh, so it's still up.
I thought that was the one that had the timer on it that already hit last time.
Somebody already killed that thing.
Oh, all right.
Kapow.
Bam.
I hit the wrong button.
You did hit the wrong button. Go for the unarmed strike.
Damn it.
That is not a hit.
He has advantage on that, though, right?
Oh, that's right. Yes, that is a hit. So go ahead and do damage. And it's bludgeoning. You destroy it. It's done. It falls apart. Okay. Do you want to do any movement?
No, because I have no more attacks.
Okay. So you stay put. All right, Julian, you're up.
All right, I shall. Let's see. That's 10 feet into this spot, and then I will attack.
Before you do that, just as a warning, you'd now be adjacent to 3 opponents. You'd have to attack all 3 of them if you wanted to move away and not aggro.
And then I'll move here.
You could move through your buddy. Yep, that absolutely.
And then alright, so that's, where was I? I was here. So that's still 10 feet. And I will attack the fairy fired. Is this one wounded already? I don't remember. No, it's not.
I don't
or
think
is
so.
it?
Yeah, you definitely get advantage on the hit, for sure. That's a sneak attack, too. Well, it would be anyway, I think.
Yes.
Okay. And what's that first one? 14. Oh, man. You take that out, too. It's done.
Okay. Then I will move here. That'll take me to 15, and then I'll bonus attack this one with the short sword.
Okay. That's a solid hit. And you take it out, too.
Okay.
You stab right in the neck, and the head goes off, and it crumbles.
Okay. Then I will. I'll move here and be done.
All right. All right. Necton, he plants his feet and hammers at the one north of him, hits it, and blasts it to pieces. And that's that.
Okay, I will retrieve my pack, and I will look to see how injured everybody is.
I say, I appreciate your concern. I have not been touched this entire dungeon.
Necton's like, I think I took a hit, but I'm not feeling it.
Look at me! I'm filthy! Filthy!
Steal my clothes! Steal my clothes!
Oh my God, your brand new double. Wait, no, you probably didn't wear that. Did you? You probably wear your armor.
Yes, I'm in my black gear, but it's going to be really hard to get this out.
Yeah.
Is cleaning clothes a cantrip?
Prestidigitation would be fine.
I reach out. I reach out and make a big show like I'm a magician, and then clean his clothes.
What, you like flick some zombie goo off of his shoulder?
I have prestidigitation as part of the level 3 stuff.
Really?
You are the best ever.
Spells.
I'm now fearless.
He brushes your shoulder off, and as you look down, you're dry, and every bit of gore is gone from your clothing.
That's just the best. Everybody should have prestidigitation.
I don't have to learn it now.
There's
well, he might not always be here.
There are bones just littering the entrance to this area. The water, of course, has zombie bits floating in it. For the moment, all seems quiet.
Okay.
I'm going to recommend that it's 10 o'clock.
Yep.
It's about the witching hour for me.
All right. Before we stop, Piccolo, you're not injured?
I'm down 2 points.
All right. I
think you're the only one that really took the hits, Todd.
I will touch Piccolo and heal him 2 points. Bad touch, not good touch. And then I will cast Cure Light Wounds on myself. Or Cure Wounds at level 1. Get 11 points back. And I am at 25.
11 back. All right. All right, folks. We'll pick up here again next Monday. By the way, we haven't really talked about this, but we were talking about playing for a while and then maybe taking a break. We'd still get together on the Monday just to talk through how the game session is going. There are like 5 or 6 obvious points to do that, but if you guys want to break anytime soon, let me know. Otherwise, we'll just charge forward. It's really kind of up to you guys.
I'm almost certainly not going to be here next week, but I should be available the week after. And then I will be out probably the following week. We'll see. And then I'll be home, and all will be normal again.
Okay.
I'm available, so you guys just let me know if at least 3 or 4 of us can for sure make it.
We'll plan.
I'm here. Yep.
We'll plan on next Monday.
Yep. You guys let me know if anything changes, and we'll go from there.
Yep. All right, folks.
Okay.
See you
Thanks,
next week.
guys.